I'm confused. What Almond doesn't know won't hurt her. I really want ice cream. Can you go buy some? Please, I'll explain to Almond so she won't get mad at you, okay? Take Akina's hand and forcefully close it around the 1,000 yen. God. Really, then go ahead and use the change to dabble in the stock market. Anyway, ice cream. Head over to the Baskin Robinson on the other side of the station. Make mine a caramel ribbon. Double or triple or whatever, it's fine. Get what you want. What? Because I'm too embarrassed to go into that place. Come on, get going. Almond said that. Cheeky girl. Woohoo. While watching Makina trot off with the money clutched in her hand, I exhale slowly. The bunch following me doesn't show any signs of chasing after Makina and her money. In other words, they're not after me for my cash. If it's not a robbery, I guess that would leave a personal grudge or some sort of class resentment. Either way, not a particularly welcome situation. Well, whatever. After watching Makina disappear, I find an alley between a cleaner and a liquor store and casually turn into it as if taking a shortcut.
Oi, あいつどこ行った? 逃げられたんか? だから言ったべよ。あいつやっぱ気づいてたんだって。言ってる間に探せよ、ボギー。ほんと使えねえな、てめえら。あ？てめえらって何よ？俺も入ってんの？何それ？リーダー気取り？てめえまたボコられてえの？あ？だからてめえ一度まぐれで勝ったぐらいで随分とビッグなマウス叩いちゃってくれちゃってんじゃんよ。あ？いいぜ。来いよ。やめろよ。今んな。
Hey there.
てめえどこに隠れてやがった？
Behind those beer cases, you.
Hey! のこのこと自分から出てきやがって。なんか用か。だってよ。
I say it's time to kill him. More specifically, the guy in the middle. What is that? I can understand the other two. I can't understand the middle guy. Yeah, it is. What about it? Why would you do that?
理由なんかねえよ。ただおめえをボッコボコにして。
Hey now, you're scaring me. Please stop. I can't stand violence.
こっちも仕事なんで。
Job.
ぐちゃぐちゃうるせんだよ。
In an apparent attempt to intimidate me, the man fires a flashy burst of sparks from the stun gun in his hand. Discharge of electricity energy scorches particles of dust into the atmosphere. Burning smell fills the air, pricking the depths of my nose. I close my eyes, and the next moment of sirens rings out my head. I'm in the pouring rain, pushing through the mud on my feet, the taste of iron spreading through my mouth. Hiding my body from the light of the flares, a knife-tied plaque in my hand, swallowing down my heart as it tries to leap out of my mouth. If you want to protect something, first protect yourself. Sees the time has... Oh yeah, I'm not even going to go into this. As the man raises his stun gun and takes a fighting stance, I draw a huge breath and lungs. Looking out my voice to limit, and I scream, "Help me! Someone help me! Call the police!" The man's stun gun discharges a threatening pile shark of electricity in my general direction. I I reach out and gently grasp his outthirst hand as he tried to shake. Well, I guess that's about what you expect. In this narrow alley, all three can't attack me at once. Maybe he planned for this sort of space, or maybe it's just a coincidence from prioritizing ease of concealment. Either way, the iron pipe in the man with the black tank top hand is cut very short, not well suited for disabling me with a single blow. That said, the guy next to him with the knife isn't much use either. It might look the most dangerous of a bunch at a glance, but the weapons like this is actually a hindrance if he's not planning to kill me. In this situation, the flashiest, easiest to use weapon is also the most effective. The stun gun cannot stop me dead with a single attack. The ideal would be a fire off a single shot to eliminate my mobility, crush my fighting spirit, then have all three surround me and beat me senseless. Now that's just rude. I don't go around holding hands with men for the fun of it. Though it looks like the casual light grasp, truth is got a hold of vital point of the hand he's holding the stun gun with. And when I get the pressure to Zack, he can't push or pull as long as he maintains his grip. If he were to pull back hard using the weight of his body, he might rip his hand free, but I'm controlling his center of gravity as well, so that's sadly not an option. It's not like I'm grabbing you that hard, you're just like the monkey with his hand stuck in a jar. Might as well just drop the banana, right? At my worst, the man's firm grip of the stun gun weakens for an instant, or just an instant, and the moment I feel the loosening of his maximal phalanx bones, I twist his wrist sharply upward. Twist them hard into the side of his hand. My first extending the joints of his wrist, then attack them with the pinpoint pressure of my finger. I've completely disabled his ability to maintain a grip. The stun gun slips out of his hand. Whoops. Catching the stun gun as it falls from the man's hand, I jerk his arm upward to immobilize his elbow joint. Then push him hard against the pile of beer cases stocked along the wall. I smash the man's face against the beer cases while maintaining my incapacity wrist hold. In the moment, I push the stun gun against the scruff of his neck and throw the switch without hesitation. One down. Beer catch. As the next man races his short iron pipe above his head like a hammer, I promptly toss the stun gun in his direction. The man reaches out in a panic to try to receive the stun gun. Been a while since I've seen such a bunch of clowns. I kick my knee sharply into his vital defenseless abdomen. Accidentally doubly over his belly in an instinctive attempt to protect the place he's been attacked, the man's chin sticks out and if beginning to be kicked. Well, if you insist. The area that was the man's lung squirted out through his nose and his eyes roll back in his head, crumbles face first onto the ground. I'll give you 2 seconds. Drop the knife. 1, 2. The man throws the knife in his hand aside and stumbles backward in a blind panic trying to escape. Where are you going? I quickly trample over his foot from above, sealing his movement. Then strike hard at the base of his throat with the joint of my right thumb. His throat crushed in the middle of a breath. The man's momentarily compressed trachea sticks shut under the inward pressure of his lungs, rendering breathing temporal and impossible. As the man claws desperately at his throat, his eyes bulge open wide and release a flood of tears. He falls with a thud onto his backside. I don't think we're done with our chat. You have to be a patient kid and listen to what others have to say, or you won't get any snacks, okay? Glancing sidelong at the man as he grabs his his throat with both hands and throws his legs on the ground, I crouch down and pick up the knife he tossed away. Well, if your throat happens to get cut, you won't be able to eat your snacks anyway, I guess. I've got a question. Would you be so kind to answer? What, can't talk? Want me to open a hole in your lung? It'll release that air pressure so you can breathe nice and easy. The man responds to my offer by violently shaking his head from side to side. Don't worry, you'll get 2 perfectly good lungs. Getting a hole poked in one won't kill you. As I stand looking down on him with a knife in one hand, the man scrabbles desperately at the ground, trying to put some distance between us. Seriously, where do you think you're going? You want me to make it physically impossible for you to run? Just answer my question. First question, who gave you the orders? Well, you said this was your job, right? But you didn't show any interest in a little girl with money in her hand. So this wasn't just a stick-up. Somebody asked you right to beat the shit out of me in particular.
俺は知らないんだ。そこの鉢巻きの男が持ってきた仕事だ。あんたをボコれば30万くれるって。俺はただ一緒に来れば10万やるって言われて、何も知らずについてきただけなんだ。
Screwed up. Should have talked to him instead, huh? So grasping the knife in my hand, I glance back at the man with the banana. He's flat as the asphalt, his eyes rolled all the way back in his hand, drooling from the mouth. Well, whatever. Next question. Did you come after me knowing who I am? Do you know my name?
知らない。ただ駅前で美浜学園の制服を着た男がいたらボコれってそう言われただけで名指しだったわけじゃない。本当だ。
Well, that's as expected. The first thing these guys asked me was about the Mahima uniform. That's evidence that they were targeting a male Mahima uniform student rather than Kazumi Yuji. That said, I'm the only male student at Kazumi Academy at the moment. Ultimately, I was the specific target. But considering the bunch of clowns they sent, it's hard to think this has any connection to anyone with a grudge related to my job. So who the hell and for what reason? First things first, don't seem like I'm going to get anything useful out if he does it. In that case, might as well finish this off. Wake up, Bandana Man, squeeze it out of him.
やめろ。やめてくれ。何をする気だ。
Don't get so worked up. Rest assured I don't kill people. Well, sometimes they might wish I had. But the time I'm through. What are you quivering about? You're that scared to die? I realize that I'm still gripping the open knife in my hand. Ah, my bad. I'll give this back later. I release the folding knife lock and shut the blade away with a snap. But I recommend not carrying toys like this around. Having one on hand makes you want to use it. With something like this in your pocket, your mouth gets smarter. You start swaggering around, picking stupid fights with people. If you lose control, you end up doing something you can't take back. It's probably just trying to look cool, but depending on a toy like this to prop up your ego seems more pathetic from where I stand. The blinding beam of a flashlight shines through the dim alley into my face, and I instinctively shield my eyes. Yeah, no need to scream. I'm not an old man. My ears won't work just fine. That's my line, have to say, though. The police forces in this town really is pretty impressive. Did you hear my scream? What's that supposed to mean? Almost sounds like you think of me as that guy who's going to cause trouble sooner or later About
痛い
rude.
なも何もそのままだ。いつかやらかすとは思っていたが、こんなに早いとはな。あ、とにかく署まで。
Tell him now. I'm the victim here,
だ
you
ったらそ
know.
の手にしたものは何だ。武器を捨てろ。無駄な抵抗はやめろ。
I'm still holding the knife I took from the man in my hand. Guess I won't be able to talk myself out of this one. Damn it, I guess that's that.
この子
No, she's my classmate, I suppose.
クラスメートの女の子に。
Well, for some reason I got the feeling this policeman's mental image of me is getting worse by the second.
署まで来て。
Yeah, fine. Don't worry, it's not like I'm getting arrested. I'll be back as soon as I explain the situation. So go on ahead home. Thanks for the ice cream.
その子も関係者だろう。勝手に返しちゃ困るな。
I said I'd come, didn't I? She doesn't have anything to do with it. Go ahead, Makina. I'm not going off to war. Don't make that face. I'll be back soon.
随分と似合う。
Even I can be kind to children when the mood
そう
strikes
じゃな
me.
い。それだよ。
The policeman points at my hand where I'm holding my caramel ribbon cone. Mind your own business. And here we go again. And so I found myself in this sweatbox for the second time. Having been through this once already, I've gotten a little used to the place. While the uniformed cop was guiding me here, I looked around the station for familiar faces. I noticed the young detective who interviewed me the other day slurping up soba noodles at his desk. Trying to send a small message of apology for the last time, I smiled and bowed my head lightly in greeting. The young detective scowled back bluntly and spun his chair away from me, still clutching his bowl. Possibly he got some idea of my background now. As the gesture seemed to be, I've got no intention of playing nice with Ichigaya. Either way, it was a firm and unambiguous rejection. With an attitude like that, it's no wonder the police rarely get any civilian cooperation these days. I nearly told him as much, but managed to swallow the words down with a smile. Looking at things from his point of view, I'm definitely nothing but trouble. If he sits down across from me again, I think I might as well come out and give him a vocal apology at least. But betraying my expectation, the person who enters the room is the sly-looking elderly detective I spoke with before my release last time.
いやいやいやいや、風見さん、またあなたですか。
Well, time for what? I don't know if it's a vocal tick or what, but the detective seemed to enjoy repeating that word. But this sort of guy just loves to play the slow-witted old man like that. Then suddenly asks, how many times did I say, well, just now, to probe how mentally focused you are on the conversation. If your spawn don't know, having thrown you off balance, he'll barrage you with sharp, to-the-point question. This is the sort of old cogger you can never let your guard down around. I was the victim of an unrelated assault. I didn't go looking for trouble. More importantly, I have your ID of the people who attacked me.
それはもう3人とも窃盗や傷害の前科がありましてね。すぐに身元は判明しましたよ。
Who are they?
どうなさるおつもりです？
I'm not particularly looking for revenge, if that's what you're worried about.
ということは、素性によってはお仲間に困りますな。確かにポンといなくなっても誰も気に留めないような連中ですがね。うちは職案じゃないんですからな。
Just a bunch of thugs.
そう考えてもらって間違いありませんな。あの中の一人は地元の暴力団とのつながりもありますが、まあ極めて善良な一般市民ですな。
Exemplary,
あな
huh?
た方に比べればという意味ですよ。
You didn't need to spell that out. And they confess any. Did they confess anything about why they attacked me?
そりゃもう素直にゲロしましたよ。ですがまあ、なんと説明したものでしょうね。いわゆる最近流行りのネット殺人ってやつなんですよね。
Net murder?
いや、私も詳しくないんでうまく説明できないんですがね。なんでもネットの掲示板に殺人依頼の書き込みをすると、いわゆる仕置き人という連中が代理で実行してくれるらしいのですわ。まあ殺人依頼の書き込みってのはほとんどが冷やかしで、実際のところは気に入らない相手の名前を書いて死なない程度に袋叩きにしてくれというのがほとんどだそうなんですがね。
So they didn't have any idea of my background when they attacked me.
うちの若いのにそのインターネット掲示板とやらを調べさせたのですが、あなたの名前は上がっていないそうです。連中が名前も知らずにあなたを襲ったのはマジ。
Who placed the request?
そこまでは。一応、ハンドルネームって言うんですかね。名前のとこにはマオと書かれていたそうです。
How? No idea. You haven't traced the IP?
なんだかよくわかりませんけどね。今うちの若い連中がその辺から調べてるみたいで、プロバイダーまでは終えたらどうにも漫画喫茶から発信されたみたいでね。今何人か向かわせとるところです。
What kind of idiot runs a public netcap without restriction on BPS posting on this day and age? Regardless, I don't think there's much hope of finding the criminal among their customers.
いや、しかし最近は何でもネットですよ。私らジジイにはちんぷんかんぷんですわ。私らはこれコンピューターってやつで動いてますんだね。
That guy physically hurt. If this was America, I sue.
何にせよ恐ろしい世の中ですよ。あなたもせいぜい気をつけることですな。
Sorry for the trouble. Continuing this conversation, it wasn't going to get me any more information. I let myself up the cheap folding chair.
風見さん、まだ帰ってもらっちゃ困るのですわ。
You already got my statement,
そうい
right?
うことなんですがね。今回の件を傷害事件として
Not necessary. I haven't suffered anything except the loss of my time and
まあ
energy.
それがよろしいでしょうな。風見さん、あなたちょっとやりすぎですよ。逆に過剰防衛の線で粘られると厄介ですよ。下手すりゃ特別公務員暴行陵虐罪ってやつですわ。おたくさんの組織じゃ裁判費用は自腹なんじゃないですか。
If they try suing me, I'll have a little talk with my superiors. He did say nobody would miss them if they fell off the face of the earth, right?
怖い怖い。では今回の件は私の方でうまく処理しておきましょう。
Sorry, I appreciate the next time I stop by, I'll bring a
も
present.
う二度と来ないでくれるのが一番ありがたいですな。
Turning my back on the vaguely grating laughter of the sly old man, I leave the sweatbox. Well then, how do I explain this one to JB? It's all well and good that the police let me walk, but my problems aren't quite over. This assistant must have reached Ichigaya by now. My direct superior and case officer JB will be taking a lot of heat. In fact, she's probably gradually cuddling to the brass right about now. I let out a sigh, take my cell phone from my pocket, and turn on the power. In the next moment, while startling time, it begins to ring. Hey there, JB. Your voice is lovely as always. I've been charmed out of my senses. Want to get married? My bad. Let's get down to business. Hey JB, did you know there's actually a word for that now? It's called imprisonment. Is that how the grown-ups run things in this country? I understand, my bad. No, I don't have any excuse, but there's something I want to say. JB, I love you, and... No, I shouldn't. If I say this, you'll definitely get mad. Oh boy, this is gonna be... Okay, here I go. Quit your bitching fish face out. Stick that phone so far up your ass, you feel the ringtone in your colon. I quickly end the call and turn off the cell phone. JB, you truly understanding superior to lend an ear to your subordinate's abuse. Hey, she did ask for it. It's thanks to you that I can vent my stress and enjoy my days in serenity. And why is she still here? Akina, are you waiting for me here? I see. Drop my hand on Makina's head with a thud and it's becoming a habit. How to put it? This head is what the right height to rest your hand on. Sorry I worried you. When I look closely, Makina's still clutching the paper from her ice cream cone in her hand. She must have taken my "I'll be back soon" literally and stayed right here the entire time. Who do you think you're talking to? There's no way I'll lose to the likes of them. Don't want to boast, but the only person who's beat me in a fight is my master. You just worry about living a solid, decent life and you won't need rescuing. More importantly, let's get back quickly. Amin must be worried. Oh yeah, I think I can handle that much at least. Come on, let's go. Makina nods energetically, trots up next to me, and grabs hold of my left hand. Also, what part is this? Part 4. First Amin, now Makina. Why are my hands in such demand lately? Apparently sensing my unspoken complaint, Makina squeezes my hand forcefully. You don't need to squeeze that hard. I'm not going to vanish all of a sudden. I can't make any guarantees. As I pull Makina along by her strangely warm hand, we set off for the dorm. We walk side by side, our lengthy shadows spread out across the road. A long time ago, I used to be fascinated and puzzled by the way of shadows would grow as the sun began to sink under the horizon. Who explained it to me at that time? I don't think it was my mother. Although I do remember walking hand in hand with my master at sunset, there's no way that woman would have given me a straight answer. Which will leave... Oh yeah, it was my sister, wasn't it? Bathed in the evening sun, pulled along by my sister's hand, I point out at my expanding shadow and ask her, why do shadows get all long at sunset? The answer she gave me in return was overly technical, explaining how the changing of the seasons affected the phenomena, and at the time I didn't really understand any of it. Used to be I was the one being pulled along. No, it's none. Duly noted. I hadn't thought I'd become the sort of person who could take another's hand in mine and lead them home. But there's no guarantee I'll be here to do the same tomorrow. And I need to go to the next part.